SNP spokesperson Deidre Brock.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. There are just so many things I could ask the Leader about today. I do know that tributes will be paid by my honourable friend to members from these benches who will be standing down later. But yesterday, I experienced another moment this week that I will never forget, along with a statement from Sir Brian Langstaff. I was sitting in a room with infected blood survivors and families as the news sunk in that just days after a rightly repentant statement to Parliament, her Prime Minister had decided to throw a snap election. Now, I know the Right Honourable Member for Kingston Hull North will be raising specifics with her, but will she give at the House a guarantee now that the concerns the infected and affected have that arose from the Paymaster General's statement on Tuesday about issues like the continuation of support schemes will be addressed and taken forward? Could I also remind her of the offer she made to arrange a ministerial meeting to the CEO of the Cold Chain Federation, at least, so he can discuss that Brexit chaos at our borders after the week's NAO report into the £5 billion bill for Brexit border charges? That offer of a meeting between him and an appropriate minister couldn't be more timely. But given the general reluctance to talk about Brexit chaos, perhaps we could ask for a statement tomorrow on the legacy of 14 years of Tory chaos as this government stutters to its end. What a list to choose from. English rivers so filthy the Chief Medical Officer warns people to not even paddle in them. Or endless strikes in the NHS in England with nurses using food banks to feed their families. National debt at over £2 trillion. The highest personal tax burden since 1948. Mortgages doubled or trebled virtually overnight thanks to Tory incompetence. Perhaps the multi-billion-pound scandals of HS2, Ajax tanks, or of course dodgy PPE COVID contracts. We could debate alternatives, but with Labour meekly accepting £18 billion in public service cuts, junking its £28 billion green spending promise and carrying on with the Brexit chaos, you won't find changes on the Labour benches. If this place ever looked to Scotland, Madam Deputy Speaker, for inspiration instead, I could happily discuss, for example, the benefits of having a water service owned by the people. Where profits aren't flying into the hands of shareholders, the Scottish NHS where there are no strikes, or a government that protects its citizens and mitigates against the cost of living service. I have only just scratched the surface, Madam Deputy Speaker, but I am aware I am time limited, like this government. So lastly, may I pay a genuine tribute to the enormous help the Leader has been to the cause of Scottish independence and wish her very well in her next career, whatever her future brings.
Leader of the House.
Well, thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. Well, it's going to be a fun 6 weeks, I think. First of all, can I join her in paying tribute to her colleagues who will be standing down at this election? And also pay tribute to the Honourable Lady, who I admire greatly. Rather like Monty Python's Black Knight, she returns every week with no discernible loss of enthusiasm, threatening to bite my legs off. And her resilience in the midst of the implosion of her own party has been impressive. And if I may gently say to her, I think that's a rather British quality. I'm glad. I don't know what she says about the cause of independence. I think the polls say that is losing considerable support. But I have to say our weekly exchanges have certainly gone down well with the Scottish Unionist contingent, and I think that what they will do. Given that this will be our last exchange, I do not know. I don't know where to start with her list this week, but let me content myself with just 2 points. First of all, I will say it to you again that we are growing faster than the Eurozone. Our exports are at a record high, and I hope that during the 6 weeks and the debates she will no doubt have, she will learn more about the trajectory that our nation is on and the newfound freedoms that they have, and congratulate businesses in Scotland, whether they be goods or whether they be services, for how they are capitalising on that. And I would also just gently remind her that when the Scottish NHS was struggling, it was this government that offered support to it, and the Scottish government turned down that support, turned down additional help for Scottish citizens to get treated on the NHS for political reasons. I think that is something that it's not just about the Honourable Lady's party's record, it's about their political dogma and their approach to the single issue that they care about above all else, including the well-being of their citizens. I thank the Honourable Lady and I wish her good luck in the following weeks.